Welcome, everyone. This is our full length flow for January 2022, which is super bizarre to me still, but here we are. So, this is going to be a focus on flexibility or stretches for a strong core. So, this was a request from Instagram. I asked you guys what you wanted to see this month, and this one won out. So we're going to focus on a healthy, strong core. So we're not going to do anything too crazy today. We are definitely going to wake our core up. We're going to work on our core, but it's not going to be a super intense workout by any means. This is still flexibility training. It's still really based on finding movement that feels good for your body today. So like I always say, we want to make sure that we are focusing on nice deep breath. And especially today, we always work on strong posture, but we're going to especially be working on strong posture today as we focus on our core. So you listen to your body. If you feel like that posture is starting to go and you're kind of coming here, if you feel like you're holding your breath or you're not able to breathe deeply, or of course, if something hurts, those are our cues to come out of the move that we're in and find something that feels good for you today. But with that, we're going to really focus on this healthy core support. So what does that mean? Why are we focusing on core work when we're doing stretches? So this is really designed to help us to kind of wake up our core, learn a little bit about our core, about how these movements are going to help support that. And as always, flexibility training is also designed to help support your other activity. So whether that's your daily activity, which if you've ever injured your abdomen or not been able to use your core muscles, you know how much we rely on those, right? So everyday movement, even if maybe you're like, I don't have a strong core, I need to work my core out. Your core is so important and it works hard for you every single day, regardless of where we are in our fitness journey. So we're going to support that everyday movement with these stretches, or if we are doing some core heavy workouts, if we're doing some more high intensity workouts, this is going to help support that as well. So this whole flow, this whole series of movement today is going to really be focused on giving that support to our core and encouraging, fostering, helping a nice, healthy, strong core. So go ahead and grab a mat if you have one. If not, no worries. Just find a comfy spot on the floor. A pillow or blanket or something to sit up on is optional. Make sure you're wearing clothes that are comfortable to move in and you have some water handy, and we're going to get started. So something we always start focusing on in flexibility class is our posture and our breathing. Both of those things are going to take us through our movements, and especially today, we want to establish that nice, strong posture. So we're going to go ahead and come to a comfy seat down on the floor. I'm going to be up on my pillow to start. If you're feeling a little tight in your hips, and as we focus on that posture, you're like, Kate, this is hard. Like I'm uncomfortable. My legs are uncomfortable. Go ahead and find a different seat, find a different position. If cross-legged isn't working for you, and try to sit up on something. Sometimes when we elevate the hips, it takes a little bit of pressure out of them, and then we're able to focus on that good, strong posture. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to give our cores, our bellies a little bit of love for working so hard for us all the time. And we're going to start nice and simple by taking a big breath in through the nose, and then a nice slow exhale out through the nose. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Big breath in. Maybe we sit up a little taller. Exhale it out. Relax your shoulders down. And then 1 more time. Big breath in. And then exhale nice and slow. We're going to keep that deep breath going as we go through our movement today. That's going to help us to get the most out of our stretches, the most benefit. And we're going to focus in on our posture. So wherever you are in your comfy seat, I want you to go ahead and place 1 hand on your belly, 1 hand on your back, lower back. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. So when we're sitting down, we're going to do this standing up later on. But when we're sitting down, we're going to feel this almost like a tucking of our tailbone down. So I'll come to the side and show you what I mean by that. So we might be here naturally. Maybe we have a little bit of a natural curve to our lower back. We're going to pull belly button in towards the spine. Tailbone is going to shift down. And right away when we do that, we might feel our core turn on here, right? Like, okay, our core is awake, it's there. We're not going to brace super crazy and flex throughout this entire training in the core. We're just going to turn it on a little bit, wake it up. So it's there. We're going to be moving from our core a lot. And this is the strong posture that we're going to come back to, rolling shoulders back and down. Maybe tucking your chin slightly if we feel like we're kind of coming forward and putting uncomfortable pressure on our neck. It's helpful to tuck your chin. Find this good strong posture and take 2 cycles of breath in and out here. That's going to be our starting point for most of our movement today. That's going to be where we're going to return to. And if we do nothing else, that's a really good starting point to check in with our core, to turn that center on, to just make sure that that is where we are moving from. Good. Awesome job. From here, we're going to start to warm up a little bit. So again, come to a comfortable seat of your choice. You could be cross-legged, uncrossed. You can have your feet out in front, whatever feels good. I'm going to have you start on the right and I will mirror your movement so we can kind of move together. But you're going to go ahead and bring left hand down to the floor for support, left fingertips, right arm comes up, reaching up, getting a little bit of length out of that right side body. And then we'll bring that over into a side body stretch. So this is our first side body stretch for today, perhaps. So we'll just see how this feels. Maybe you rock in and out of it. You can give yourself a little bit of room with that posted hand. Mindful of the neck. Stretching out the obliques. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring it down and we'll take it to the other side. Reaching left arm up and then over. And again, left to right might be a little different. We might be tighter on this side. Find where that feels awesome for you today. Big breath in, reaching over, stretching out through the obliques. And then exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring that down, returning to our nice, strong posture. We're going to do a little spinal twist now. So this is one that really calls for us to move from that center, right? So we're going to go ahead and extend through the left leg. You're going to hug your right knee up and in. We're going to twist to both sides, left to right, with our legs like this, and then we'll switch our legs out and repeat. So your extended leg, your toes are going to be pointed up. So we're flexing through this leg, hugging your other knee up. We're going to find that nice strong posture. Option, if you'd like to add on a little bit for the hips, you can cross your right leg over your left. Wherever we are, we're going to go ahead and wrap left arm around right leg and just gently tug that towards us, starting to get a nice stretch through that hip. We're focused on the core, but as always with these stretches, we're going to get some side benefits, right? So we get little stretches in there for the hip as well. Your other hand can come back behind you for support. Big breath in to sit up nice and tall. Find that strong posture. Exhale, turn to look towards your right shoulder. So we're moving, we're twisting through our core. Unbelievable benefits for the spine here, for the nervous system, the digestive system. And you don't have to force this. A little bit goes a long way with a spinal twist. So if we're only able to kind of come halfway, that is totally fine. One more big breath in, and on your exhale, keeping your legs where they are, we're going to move from our core, from our center right to the other side. Pausing to inhale, find that strong posture. Exhale, move into your twist. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, go ahead and come through center. We're gonna unwind our legs and switch to the other side. So go ahead and hug your left knee up and in. Right leg is gonna extend, those toes are gonna point up, so this leg is working. Option to cross your leg over if you like to get a little deeper into the hip. And then we'll go ahead and wrap right arm around left leg, pulling that towards us slightly. Other hand behind us, posted for support. We'll pause here. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, turning from our core towards the left, looking towards left shoulder if we can, and taking a couple of deep breaths in our twist. And then go ahead and move through center, keeping your legs where they are. We'll pause, inhale for that nice strong posture, pull belly button in towards the spine, and then exhale to look perhaps towards your right shoulder. Spinal twists are so nice to support the digestive system, which we know is one of the big jobs that our core does for us. Go ahead and unwind that when you're ready. We're going to transition forward onto all fours for our big spinal flexion. So when you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders and spread your fingers wide, pressing out of your palms. Knees are going to come underneath the hips to our nice flat back. So we're going to do a few exercises today from tabletop. So we're going to really be working a lot on hands and knees. If your knees are talking to you, absolutely, you can use a little extra padding under them. So you can grab a pillow or a blanket, or maybe double up your mat if you're using one, something that's going to give you nice cushioning for your knees. And if your wrists are bothering you at any point, you can take a break, go ahead and do a couple of wrist circles if that's helpful, a couple of wrist stretches. I have a video on here for wrist support, so definitely check that out for some tips on building up strength in your wrists. But what is really going to be helpful is to spread your fingers wide and really try to press evenly into all 10 fingerprints and almost kind of claw through your hands. So as we do that and press out of our palms, that's going to take a little bit of pressure off the wrist if we're struggling with that. Now everyone, go ahead and pull your shoulders away from your ears. We're in this nice, strong table. And we're going to go ahead and remember our strong posture. So maybe our belly is like dipping down a little bit. Maybe our tailbone comes up. Maybe we have that natural curve in the lower back. We're going to pull belly button up and in. So when we do that, tailbone kind of tucks down a little bit, right? So, and now we're like, oh, yep, there's our core. So core is awake, core is engaged. And we're going to move from here. Now we are going to intentionally drop the belly, exaggeratedly let the tailbone come up, look up, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Take a couple of cycles of breath here. Big stretch for the abdominals. This is an amazing one if we have done a core heavy workout and we need to stretch those abdominal muscles. On your next exhale, reverse this, rounding through the spine, looking down at the floor. So the side benefit here is, of course, this is one of our big spinal stretches. This is amazing for strengthening the spine, relieving tension in the back. Now go ahead and move on your own. Inhale, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, round through the spine, and see if you can slow down a little bit here. Maybe lengthen our breathing, maybe linger a little bit in each stretch. Stretching out the back, but then also giving that awesome abdominal stretch. Good. Let's go ahead and move through this one more time. One more cycle of breath in and out. Awesome job. And then go ahead and come back to that nice strong table. So again, we'll reestablish just like when we were sitting in cross-legged, we're going to pull that belly button back in. That's always going to be our go-to, right? Now we're going to go ahead and really press out of your left palm and lift your right elbow towards your ceiling or towards the sky. Now, if this is as far as our shoulder wants to go, we're going to pause here. If it feels good, you can extend that hand all the way up and turn to look at your hand. Big breath in, reach up in this big side extension, and then exhale. Go ahead and thread that right arm underneath the left. You can pause on your elbow, getting this little mini spinal twist, start to a spinal twist, or you can go ahead and thread that arm all the way through, coming onto right ear, right shoulder. You can press your left hand into the floor for support, or option to reach that hand for the front of your mat. So now we are in this twist, this thread, if you will. Breathe deeply. We're going to breathe deeply for this stretch through the back, but also we're feeling that through the side body for the obliques. These spinal twists are amazing also for core support. Everything is interconnected. And these are very restorative. So if we need something restorative for our core, maybe it's sore after a workout, maybe we're just getting started with movement, maybe it's more digestive and we need a little bit of support. On your next exhale, go ahead and unwind and come back up to your tabletop. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So when you're ready, finding our strong table, pulling belly button in towards the spine, pressing out of the right palm, lift left elbow. Stay here or extend left hand, look up. Big breath in, reach, get a little taller. Exhale, thread that arm underneath the right, coming onto your elbow, pausing here. Or if it's comfortable, if it's in your range, coming all the way down onto left ear, left shoulder, maybe reaching right hand for the top of your mat. And take a few deep breaths in and out here, stretching out this side. One more big breath in, and then exhale, go ahead and make your way back up. We're going to go into a couple of strength moves now. So again, this is flexibility training. So everything is go at your own pace. Everything is, I want you to find what feels awesome for you. But we are going to add a tiny bit of heat onto this for our core. And what this is really helpful, this is an awesome strength body weight exercise that you might even see in a high intensity class. But what this is nice for today is just making us aware of our core, turning those muscles on, and then we can work from there, right, to go ahead and strengthen them. We're going to come to our nice strong tabletop, pressing out of our palms, pulling shoulders away from the ears, go through our checklist, pull that belly button in towards the spine. And now you can curl your toes under, or you can stay on the tops of your feet. If you stay on the tops of your feet, we're going to press into those. So if the tops of your feet are a little sore or sensitive, you can instead curl your toes under. When you're ready, big breath in. Exhale, we're going to lift our knees about an inch off the floor, and we're going to hover here. Take a big breath in, big breath out, hold for one more inhale, and then exhale, lower down. Awesome job. We're just going to do that 2 more times. So we're just lifting our knees about an inch off the floor, but that is such a strengthener for our core. Maybe you start to shake a little bit, you feel your core turn on. Let's do that again. Go through your checklist, pressing out of your palms to protect the wrists, clawing through your fingertips, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, pull belly button in towards the spine. Big breath in. Exhale, lift your knees. For 2 cycles of breath, hold it here. Core is talking to us. And then go ahead and lower down. A lot of times when we do floor work, core stability goes hand in hand with shoulder stability. So our shoulders might also be talking to us. Maybe not today, but probably tomorrow. Let's do this one more time. Come into your nice strong table. Big breath in. Exhale, lift your knees. Hold it here. Breathe deeply. Challenge yourself to breathe nice and slow. Maybe we hold this a little longer. You've got this. One more big breath in. Exhale, go ahead and lower that down. We can sit back on our heels, do a couple of wrist circles, give our wrists a little break. Grab some water if you need it. So that's a great check-in for our core, right? We can absolutely work on that to help strengthen our core. It's a really nice endurance piece to be able to incorporate breathing deeply with holding that hovering bear or hovering table, whatever you want to call it. Really challenging our center, challenging our core. All right, we're going to do another core piece down on the floor here. It's also going to be a shoulder stability. So when you're ready, we're going to find that nice strong table and we're going to do a little bird dog variation. So there's different levels here. There's different layers to this. You can pause at any point and stay in what feels good for you. Go ahead and find your nice strong table. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift right leg straight behind us. So this is our first piece. We're going to be like we're pressing our foot into a wall behind us. So we might start leaning over towards the left a little bit. Press out of both palms to try to maintain your balance here. Pulling belly button in towards the spine. So we've got that nice, strong, flat lower back. If this is a challenge for us, if we're like, whew, this is a lot and we're feeling a little wobbly, we're going to stay here. Or if you want, you can reach your left hand forward. So right foot back, left hand forward. Stay looking down to keep a nice straight line through the spine. Keep pulling your belly button up and in. We feel that core. Big breath in, reach both far away from you. Foot back, hand forward, that opposition gets length. On an exhale, go ahead and lower it all down. Awesome job. So core and balance go hand in hand. If we feel like we really struggle with balance, it's important to take a look at core, right? So that's another amazing benefit of these core moves. We're going to take it to the other side. When you're ready, lift left leg behind you, like you're pressing your left foot flat into a wall. Now I find myself leaning towards the right, so I'm going to press evenly on both palms, start to find that balance, pulling my belly button in. Stay here, or you can reach right hand forward. Breathe deeply. Core is activated. Core is working to keep us nice and stable here to prevent us from swaying back and forth. Big breath in, reach away from you. Exhale, lower down. Awesome job. We're going to do that one more time each side. If you lifted your hand as well as your leg, maybe this time we can lift them both at the same time. Maybe we can challenge our core, challenge our balance. So we'll start by finding that nice strong table, pulling belly button in towards the spine. We're going to lift right leg behind us and left arm in front of us at the same time if we can. Big breath in, exhale, lift. Awesome job finding your balance. core is nice and stable here. Big breath in, reach that hand forward, reach that foot back. Exhale, lower down with control. Other side, find that strong table. Big breath in, exhale, lift left leg, right hand. Reach both in opposite directions, get a little bit taller, if only, right? Big breath in, exhale, lower down. Awesome, awesome job. Take a couple of wrist circles or a couple of figure eights if you need them. We're going to do one more shoulder stability piece as we transition from the floor and come up to standing. So go ahead and place your hands as wide as your mat. Spread those fingers wide. We're going to rotate our inner elbow creases to face the front of our mat. So basically that's going to help us to open up in the shoulders and chest. Curl your toes under. Big breath in, exhale, come into a pike, bringing your hips up and pedal your feet one at a time. You might have heard me say this in class before. Don't worry about what the shape looks like. Just focus on breathing while upside down. And try to bring one heel towards the floor at a time, stretching out through the legs. One more big breath in. On your exhale, step your hands and feet together. We're going to roll up very, very slowly. Catching this wave through the spine. The last thing to come up is your head and shoulders. And then roll them back when you come up to standing. Okay, so we're going to find that nice strong posture that we established when we were down on the floor. It looks a little bit different when we're standing up, but it's all the same principles. And this is something that we can actually work on all of the time. We can work on this when we're washing dishes, when we're waiting in line for something. We can find this strong posture, and believe it or not, it's helping us to work on core strength and core stability. So feet just underneath us. We're going to go ahead and pull belly button in towards the spine. So maybe we're standing like this, maybe we're coming forward a little bit, or maybe we're even kind of like this, sticking our booty out. We're going to all find this nice strong alignment, pulling belly button in, and see we tuck our tailbone down. Really pressing evenly into both feet. Our legs are active, legs are awake, and now our core is active. So again, we're not trying to flex really crazy through our core, right? But we're just making sure that it's awake through our midline. Rolling the shoulders back and down, nice and loose through the arms, tucking your chin to keep a straight line through the neck. There's a lot going on just with us standing here. Take a second, take a big breath in, slow exhale out. We're going to do a fun little move. We're going to go ahead and twist towards the right, and we're going to twirl kind of on our tiptoes, on our toes of our left foot, and we're going to go ahead and bring our hands behind us and look towards our right shoulder, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So that's what it looks like slowed down. You can add in a little bit of speed if you like. We're getting a stretch for the whole body here. We're stretching out toes, we're stretching out, waking up the hips, but we're also getting this awesome twist through our abdominals. One more time each side, and then keep your feet planted. Good, and then keep your hips facing forward, just your arms still nice and strong through that midline. Let your arms slow down, and we'll come to our standing. All right, we're gonna do a couple of balance moves before we close out this class today. So like we've been talking about, and like we started practicing when we were down on the floor, balance and core are so tightly related. We rely on our core for so many things, more things than we realize throughout our day and our daily activities. And one of those is balance. So we're just gonna show ourselves how we can check in with our core when we're working on balance. If balance is a struggle for you and you're like, oh no, it's easy to get frustrated with balance work. So just take it one step at a time, stay low to the ground if you need to. Hold on to something if you need to. There is absolutely no shame in doing that as we grow. It's just like flexibility. It's just like a muscle. The more we practice balance, the more we work on that, the stronger we can get. And then eventually, maybe we can let go. Eventually, we can grow in that balance practice. So wherever you are today is perfect. No worries at all. We're going to start by shifting our weight over to our right foot. Slight bend in that right knee. So we're going to avoid shifting all of our weight into our right hip, right? We're going to be up nice and tall in that leg. And I don't know about you, but right away, especially after all this work we've been doing, our core might be starting to talk to us, right? We're pulling belly button in, tucking tailbone down. We're finding that nice activation through our midline, rolling the shoulders back and down. Hold on to something for support. What we're going to do is we're going to lift that left knee, lift and lower. Nice and easy. As a bonus, we're working on hip flexors, right? Now, if this is a lot, hold on to something, and you don't have to lift your knee very high. You can just get those toes off the floor. As we feel more comfortable, maybe we can lift our knee higher. Really lifting, of course, that hip flexor is working, but focusing on lifting and lowering with those lower abdominal muscles. That is what's going to help us stay upright here and press evenly into that standing foot, into your big toe. Good. Now stay where you are working if we are working on building up our balance, but if we're feeling brave and we can let go of what we're holding on to, then maybe as we lift that left leg, we can also lift our right arm at the same time. Now we're really challenging not just our body, but also our brain, right? Breathe deeply. If anything starts to feel not great, if we fall out of this, no worries, it happens. We can come right back into it. Or if we feel like we're holding our breath, maybe that's our cue to just focus on lifting and lowering our leg. One last thing, maybe we lift, maybe we hold. Big breath in. Big breath out. That core is working hard. Exhale, lower everything down with control. Shake it out. Now we realize how hard our standing leg was working. We're going to take this over to the other side. Shifting our weight over to our left leg, finding that bouncy knee. Finding our good strong posture, holding on to something if we need to. We're going to lift and lower right knee. Good. This side might be different. Balance is different left to right. So we'll just be patient with ourselves. Maybe we incorporate lifting opposite arm. This is an awesome little exercise to try as we do make it a goal to build up our balance, work on our balance. And then maybe we hold. Big breath in, big breath out. One more cycle of breath. And then lower with control and shake those legs out. We're going to do one more little balance move. We're going to close with one of my favorite shoulder stretches. So as a bonus, we're going to get an awesome shoulder stretch and upper back stretch, which coincidentally, everything is connected in flexibility, right? Everything is connected anyways in our bodies, but this is going to help us improve our posture, which improving posture helps us to improve our core strength, right? Because then we have that nice, strong alignment. We're moving from our core, from our center, which really gives us a lot of strength, a lot of power, balance, everything. So everything is connected here. What we're going to do is option to challenge our balance a little bit if we're feeling good. If that last move was if that did us in for balance today, then you're going to keep your feet just underneath you, just about hip width apart. If you would like to challenge your balance, you can step your feet close together, zipping up through the legs. If you're like, let's even add on to that, go ahead and cross one ankle behind the other, coming into a little twist in our legs. We're going to bring our arms out by our side. And then we're going to go ahead and twist arms together. I'll come to the side here. Finding our strong posture, pulling belly button in towards the spine. Go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. Pull your shoulders down. Take a couple of cycles of breath in and out here, nice and slow. Try to stand evenly into both feet. Keep that nice strong posture. Tailbone tucking down. One more big breath in, and then exhale. Go ahead and unwind your arms. And then if you had your legs crossed, we're gonna now step the opposite ankle behind. We're gonna do the same thing, but opposite arm on top. Dropping chin to chest, pulling your shoulders down. Sometimes the most challenging thing with balance is when we can't see the floor. So with our arms in the way here, this can be a big challenge. So stay nice and awake through your core. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, go ahead and unwind everything. Amazing job. We're going to take one more really big breath in together. Go ahead and interlace your hands at the top. Look up, stretch up. Maybe take a slight back bend if that feels good. One more big stretch for the abdominals. And then go ahead and exhale it out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So that was just a few moves that I love to help support our core, healthy, strong core. Of course, again, this is amazing wherever you are in your fitness journey. If you just want to start getting regular daily movement and you're like, I know my core needs a little bit of help, this is a great place to start. Stretching out our abdominal muscles, working on activating those, feeling what that good, strong posture feels like, and then starting to incorporate some strength moves. If we're on the other end of things and we find ourselves doing a lot of core exercise work, these are just some nice moves, whether they're the strength ones or whether they're the more restorative stretches, to help support that, to help our abdominal muscles to recover and to work their best and their hardest for us. We all love and appreciate our cores. They work so hard for us, and we want them to be as strong and as healthy as they can be, just to help us get through every day. So I hope you enjoyed these moves. Thank you guys so much for joining me for January. There's going to be shorter videos popping up throughout the month. And then in February, we'll be back for another full-length flow of a different theme. We'll see what that one is. But if you ever want to pop in for a live class, the information is below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and like this one so you can come back to it. And please tell me what you thought in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for joining me.